Now, this is Professor Isa Ali Pantami, who is an Islamic scholar and a former Minister of State of the Republic of Nigeria. 2027 next year is when Nigeria will hold a new election to elect new leaders for the state offices. But you and I know that APC is still going to hold onto power till their kingdom come, because they have been in power for 11 years now, since the creation of the party in 2013. And every politician in Nigeria who wants to hold an office has to align to APC or lose the elections. Yes, that is not my concern. Nigeria can do whatever they want. I will just come here and then report on what is happening. This year, just like 2019, when Professor Isa Ali Pantami was appointed into office by the former president, Muhammad Buhari, as a Minister for Communications and Digital Economy, Prof has shown a new interest of wanting to become a governor in Gombe State for the 2027 coming election in Nigeria. And I, in particular, don't have any problems with it, because Professor Isa Ali Pantami is an Islamic scholar, of course. He teaches the words or the ways of the Prophet, peace be upon him. And although some scholars actually disagree with him vying for a political position, others also support him. Now, I've always said that when it comes to politics, Muslims have to have people of positions in there. We need representations that we can trust and also hold accountable should anything go wrong. And these politicians we have seen over the years didn't show us any good. And so if you are getting scholars trying to get into positions in these places, we should actually help them through this process. And Gombe State current governor has shown no interest in Professor Isa Ali Pantami, but he just recently announced to the public his desired choice. And according to reports that I actually read on Facebook, Professor Isa Ali Pantami has replied saying that it is just a coronation rather than a consensus between all the Gombe State aspirants for the 2027 governor positions, which actually raises a big question. Is there a problems in the APC, or they just want someone they can actually control? This is the question for you to debate in the comment section, because I am of the view that if Professor actually gets into that office, governor office, he will change things to suit the rulings of the prophets and the Quran. And when Professor Isa Ali Pantami actually was minister, a lot of people actually thought that he would not give tafsir in the month of Ramadan, but for 4 years straight, he actually came around to his masjid and gave tafsir, which actually tells you that no matter the position that he actually holds, he will definitely make time to still teach the sunnah of the prophet to the people of his state. And so it is about time that we actually allow people like this into offices. Look at Zuhra Mandami of New York City, the first Muslim mayor for the state of New York City, and he's doing wonderfully well, although he is not a scholar, but he's performing his duties at least. And so, oh, you Muslim in Nigeria, wake up to the truth. Don't be misled by your leaders and never think that I was actually paid to promote Professor Isa Ali Pantami. I am, of course, a Ghanaian, and I listen to what happens around the world so that I can actually report on it. Look at the channel. The channel is called All About Islam, and so anything that regards Islam has to be said on this particular channel. And Professor Isa Ali Pantami is a scholar that I also listen on daily basis, so this is not a promotion for him. It is just my personal views. So let me know what you think in the comment section down below about this, and until then, let's move to the next story. So, Tanzania actually got their first ever female president, who started as a vice president to Magufuli. She actually came into office in March 2021, and then in 2025 she emerged the winner of the presidential election with approximately 98% of the vote. Now, since she came into office, there has been a lot of happenings in Tanzania where the citizens are complaining about how she's ruling over them. A report have actually shown that dead bodies have been thrown out on the street without question, and citizens are not allowed to question or even talk. This was during their last election. And bear in mind, she's a Muslim, which is sad and unlikely to me, because I push for Muslims to have representation in these positions. But if they will abuse their power, then we have to call them out. And just recently, I received news that she gave a statement saying the age limit for marriage in Tanzania is 30 years. And this headline, after careful consideration, is actually false. And this rumor actually began circulating on social media in early May 2026, that is this year, often accompanied by the slogan, "Romantic affection is not financial plan." And currently, despite the rumors, the legal age of marriage in Tanzania is not 30, as she said. Under the Law of Marriage Act of 1971, the minimum age is 18 for boys and 15 for girls, with parental consent. But for years, activists have actually fought to raise the minimum age for girls to 18 in order to match that of boys. And in 2016, the High Court ruled that the lower age for girls was unconstitutional and ordered Parliament to actually amend the law. But as of 2025, the government had not yet fully implemented this amendment, and girls can still technically marry as young as 14 with court approval. So the claim appears to be a piece of misinformation designed to comment on economic productivity. And the post actually falsely suggested that marrying before 30 leads to economic lower output, and that citizens should use their 20s to build capitals and acquire assets instead of getting married. She didn't actually say the legal age for marriage is 30. Even if she did, it is not law binding, because President Samia Suluhu Hassan has often shared her own history of marrying young, around 18 or 19 years old, and has frequently spoken about how she managed her career and her family simultaneously whilst doing this politics. And she has never officially proposed or enacted a law raising the marriage age to 30, at least not legally. Well, that is it for this week's video. Let me know what you think about everything that we discussed so far in the comment section down below, and I'll see you next week Friday for a brand new video. Until then, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.